As promised, here is my 2024 updated Myolift Gloves microcurrent routine for the entire face and neck. I'm starting off with some of the 7E Wellness Vitamin C Serum because I don't have sensitive skin, but you can also use their peptide serum. Microcurrent's going to push the serum deeper into your skin, so I always love to use a serum. Then I put on my pair of vinyl liner gloves. You always need to wear liner gloves underneath your microcurrent gloves so the microcurrent is delivered to your face and neck and not your hands. Each glove should have a snap that's attached to a cord that you take off if you want to hand wash or machine wash the gloves. A lot of you asked me about that. And then you want to find the correct cord to connect each of the gloves to your Myolift device, and then you need to wet your gloves. I use filtered tap water, but if you don't want to use water, you can use 7E Wellness's infused conductive solution and just spray it right on your gloves to help you get better conduction, and then you get all the amazing ingredients pushed into your skin, and the magnesium is really calming. 7E Wellness just gave me this tip and I wanted to pass it along to you. I'm using the Myolift Mini device and I turn on erase mode at 350 microamps for this demo. And because I'm always anticipating your questions, yes, you can do this same gloves tutorial using your Mini, Tri-Wave, or QT Plus device. I'm going to relax and lengthen the entire mouth area to start. So I'm pulling apart and stretching the muscles above my lip. Then I do the same thing to the muscles below my lip. Pulling apart, lengthening, stretching it out. Feel free to do more movements in any area that you want to focus on more. And then I'm moving on to the depressor muscles, and I'm pulling this apart and stretching the muscle here and lengthening it. And I'm doing both sides of my depressor muscles, and then the center muscle here, my chin, I'm pulling this apart, and you can see that I'm trying different movements with my fingers to see what works the best, what feels the best. Everybody has different faces and different surface area, so you can try different things to see what works the best for you. And I'm reworking this area just to make sure I've stretched it out enough before I move on to the next section. And you can see my skin is getting a little bit red. That's totally normal. You are increasing circulation in your skin and your muscles. And then next, if you have any lines around your mouth that you want to work on, here's where you can get really specific and targeted with one finger to do the vertical lip lines above your lip that you may have. You can do the vertical lip lines you have below your lip, and just take your time and stretch out any lines you see. You can also do your nasolabial folds, stretching those out, lengthening them, erasing those wrinkles, and then do the same thing with your marionette lines, and just use the number of fingers that feels the best for your face and the lines that you're trying to work on. And you can do it as many times as you'd like before moving on to the next section. Now I'm moving on to my 11s and forehead area, so I am pulling apart those 11s, lengthening, stretching them out to erase the wrinkles that I see coming in there, and then I do it diagonally here to work on any bunny lines that may be coming in, pulling them apart, stretching them out, lengthening the muscle. And then I do a quick sweep across the top of my eyebrow just to lengthen this muscle and open up the eye a little bit. This is the only muscle that I'm going to be doing erase and educate on, as you'll see later, but this really will help to open up the eye. And because I have hooded eyes, that's very important to me. Now I am pulling apart the lines on my forehead. I have horizontal lines all across my forehead, so I'm using most of my fingers here to pull apart this main line in the center of my forehead, and then I'm moving to the sides of my forehead and using as many fingers as I can fit in the area. You can feel free to use fewer fingers or move your fingers around just to see what works the best for you, because this area can be a little bit tricky as your forehead surface area gets a little smaller on the sides. But I'm just working the entire area until I feel like I've stretched out my forehead enough to move on to my crow's feet. I work two main areas to treat my crow's feet. I do up and down here next to the side of my eye, and then I turn my fingers diagonally and pull apart the fine lines that are coming in this way. Feel free to work the area however it makes sense to treat the fine lines and wrinkles around your eye area. And again, you can always feel free to spend a little bit more time on any specific part of your face if it's a trouble area for you. And when I'm done with my crow's feet area, I move on to my neck, and here I'm still doing a race, and I am stretching out the neck, pulling apart those muscles, lengthening those muscles. This is really going to help to relax the muscles that are attached to the jowls. I'm just doing up and down motion here, stretching the whole area. It actually feels really amazing, especially because the gloves are textured. I'm always looking down to make sure that I'm getting conduction. And then I do it diagonally to stretch the muscles out this way. It's very important to not touch your throat or thyroid, so don't do the center of your neck, and don't move the gloves too far back behind your ear where you have some arteries that you don't want to apply microcurrent to. So just stretching out the whole area. When I'm done, I like to stretch my neck a little bit because it just feels really good. Moving on to the other side and doing the exact same thing, pulling apart the muscle, stretching up and down. So I'm doing vertically here, stretching out that muscle, lengthening the muscle, lengthening the neck, relaxing the muscles, and relaxing all of that tension that's attached to the jowl area, pulling it down. Then I do a few passes diagonally to work the muscles in this direction. And when I'm done, I generally do a full stretch of my neck in both directions, just because it feels really amazing and I want to make sure it's really stretched out before I move to the next section of the tutorial, which is educate. Again, I'm using 350 microamps as my intensity, and because I just erased all of the muscles around my mouth, imagine there's a circle around your mouth that you're not going to touch while we're doing educate mode. Educate is the waveform that lifts, tightens, and tones the muscles. Because we've just relaxed the depressor muscle and all the muscles of the neck and the mouth, we don't want to tighten them because it can pull down the corners of your mouth. So I'm starting here on my jawline, and I'm pinching and holding along the bottom of my jawline. And because I'm staying outside that depressor muscle area, I can get it done in just 2 movements. And then I move up to the cheek area that's aligned with my mouth, and I pinch and hold before moving on to the upper cheek area. And it's okay if you don't have a lot of skin or muscle to pinch here. Just do the movement and you will still be getting the educate waveform to lift, tighten, and tone the whole area. And you can see that my face is already starting to look a little bit more lifted. Now I'm moving on to the other side, and I'm pinching and holding along my jawline and getting it done in 2 movements here because I'm not going anywhere near that imaginary circle around my mouth. So I'm not educating the depressor muscle. So just pinching and holding the jawline, tightening the jawline before moving up to the cheek area that's directly next to my mouth, pinching and holding these 2 sections here, lifting, tightening, and toning these muscles. And this is going to help to lift the face away from where the jowls normally form. I have a mirror to the side, and it's really great to use a mirror with this because you want to make sure that you're getting the proper placement and the proper technique. So I do recommend that. And then once you're done with that area, move up to the higher cheekbone here, the higher cheek, and just pinch and hold, lift, tighten, and tone the upper cheek area. And again, you can do the area as much or as little as you want, depending on how much you want to work the area. This is just a guideline to get you started. And you can see here, wow, the side of my face is getting lifted. Next, instead of pinching, I'm going to do some push-up and holds with my hands here. I'm going to start at the jawline, push up and hold, and making sure that I'm staying outside of that imaginary circle. So I'm not pushing up and holding the depressor muscles. I'm pushing up and holding the jawline and the cheeks. So pushing up and holding in those 2 sections again, and then pushing up and holding the higher cheek area in those 2 sections. Pushing up and holding. This is just another way to lift, tighten, and tone the muscle, another way to manipulate the muscle, and you can do so much more with the gloves, so why not take advantage of it? Then I'll do the exact same thing on the other side, pushing up and holding the muscles of my jawline outside the depressor area, pushing up and holding a few times before I move up to the higher section of my face and push up and hold the higher cheek area. And here you can see I've moved up to the higher cheek area, and I'm pushing and holding in the 2 sections and just working the area to lift, tighten, and tone the whole side of my face, the cheeks, the jawline. And I always love to take a little break to check the lift because it gets better as the routine goes on. And now I'm moving on to the movement that you normally do with the probes to lift up the cheeks, but I'm staying outside of the depressor muscle. So notice how I'm working my fingers around the imaginary circle, and then I move my fingers next to my nose and lift up with my 2 fingers here. This is very similar to what we do with the probes, but I'm just mimicking it with the gloves. And this will help to lift up the side of the mouth, the corners of the mouth that pull down and start jowl formation and give you those marionette lines in the nasolabial folds. I always loved doing these movements with the probes, but I really like doing them this new way with the gloves because I can make sure I'm not tightening the depressor muscle and really focusing and targeting that lift, tightening, and toning with the educate waveform exactly where I want it so easily with the gloves, so I can lift up the face and prevent jowling. Now I'm moving on to my favorite part of this routine, where I use my hands to lift up the entire side of my face. So this is where you can really sculpt your face and really take advantage of the gloves, because you can hold one hand on the side of your face here, and then the other hand you can use to pull up and lift and hold the face muscles, and look at that lift. I have paused the tutorial right now to show you this impressive lift on the side of my face, and I want to point out that I was able to achieve this much of a lift because I was doing this routine 3 times a week for over a month. About 5 weeks in of doing this routine 3 times a week was when I filmed this tutorial. If you don't see this much of a lift the first time you do this tutorial, don't worry, keep going. The results are definitely cumulative. So as you keep doing this, the lift will get a little bit better, that will last a little bit longer over time. So I wanted to remind you that this is definitely a long game, and if you don't see this lift right away, that's okay. Just keep going and you eventually will. And now I'm doing the same thing on the other side of my face, where I keep one hand stationary on the side of my face and use the other hand to lift up and push and hold up the side of my face, making sure I stay outside that imaginary circle and lifting up the whole side of my face. And you can sculpt it however you want. You can move your hands around and really manipulate the muscles and the cheeks and the jawline to lift it up to sculpt your face how you want it to look. And then I usually like to do a few more moves on the other side just to make sure I have some nice symmetry and both sides look pretty even before I move on to the next section, which is my hooded eyes, my second favorite section of this tutorial. And I like to use my fingers just how I would use the probes. So I slide into the center, then I lift up and hold for a few seconds and keep doing the same movement several times before I move out to the tail of my eyebrow here. So I'm lifting up and tightening the entire hooded eye area. And then I do the inner corner of my eyebrow here, gliding my fingers and then holding up the muscle to lift, tighten, and tone it, and then holding it there for a few seconds. And then I pinch the area between my 2 fingers and lift it up. And you can get this done a lot faster than you can with the probes because you're using your fingers, which covers so much more surface area. So I just do this for a few passes, and I do this for quite a while because I have hooded eyes and I really want to lift them up. But you can see I got some pretty good lift there already, checking the mirror, and then I move to the other side and do the exact same thing, gliding across my eyebrow to the center and then lifting up and holding, just like I would with the probes, lifting up and holding. And then when I'm done with the center, I'll move to the outer corner of my brow, gliding, lifting up and holding, and then I move to the inner corner of my eyebrow here, lifting up and holding the area. And again, I like to spend a lot of time in this area because I have hooded eyes. Then I move on to this last movement here where I'm pinching the eyebrow. And again, because the fingers cover so much surface area, you can get this section done pretty quickly, just pinching and holding across the entire orbital bone across my eyebrow, and I'm checking for symmetry and it looks pretty good. Then the last thing we need to do is tighten up the under eye area. So you need to set your intensity to 300 microamps because the eye area is really delicate and you should not go above 300 microamps. You place 2 fingers next to your nose, and on the other hand you glide the 2 fingers toward your nose and you just do a few passes underneath each eye. This is going to help to tighten up the under eye and depuff the under eye, and you can do as many passes as you'd like. I like to do about 8. That's it. That's my whole tutorial today. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.